Dragon Wings is an improvised story. If you're a new listener, make sure to go back to episode 1.
Dragon Wing!
Cassius just goes into the tavern.
Yeah, I look at everyone's pub.
Yes.
Pub.
Sure. It's a
They've got some
low.
balls tongue.
It's a low and wide tavern. It's got 2 floors. It's a rather standard format. The main tavern below, probably apartments upstairs, and an attendant greets you, the same one that ran off, and he introduces you to this big-bellied human, the tavern keep. He's not wearing robes, but he's got a greasy apron and this leather jerkin. And he says,
greasy robes and a leather jerkin.
"Just greasy, yeah, nothing else. Chapless.
It's,
His bum's hanging
pretty
out.
warm down here.
Yeah." He says, "They gives me the research and I runs the tavern." Slaps his belly.
Good day. Good day, Tavern Keep.
Oh, I just don't have the energy for any of this. Can we get a room? Is that all right?
Yes, there are cots by the hearth, but you're quickly informed that a suite and some hot water has been prepared for you upstairs.
Lovely.
That's the best news I've heard for a long time.
I just look for I just go straight up. I'm absolutely lacking in energy for any of this.
Cassius follows nothing, and just wants to get into that hot tub and soak off the dry blood that keeps stains his clothes from all those limbs falling off.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Gross.
I hadn't thought about that. You're going to be looking raggedy af.
Yeah. The skin, by the way, is like new, like baby new.
Soft as,
Yeah,
but
so soft.
still blood stained.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you can see ridges, tan lines. Merrick Tanan, by the way, Oscar, and he still hasn't said a word to you. He just goes up to the suite. You can see you've all got separate rooms within the suite, including this bathing room. And he just quietly, sadly shuts the door behind him. And he presumably heads to bed.
Oh, Merrick. I can do the same. I go into my room and just collapse straight onto the bed. I'm not going to wash.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have to.
Washing a nap.
Shouldn't have to.
Washing a nap. All right.
Jacob gets into the bath.
Take a long rest.
Yeah, I was going to spend some time
Perfect.
with his loop,
Oh,
just
yeah. 'Cause
strumming out.
You don't sleep. You're an elf.
I don't sleep as much.
Meditate.
Well, I'm only half elf,
Ah.
but I can't sleep. I've got my mind's racing.
Yeah.
I'm just strumming out. I'm writing some tunes.
Do you
on
write
the
a
loop.
song about the incident?
It's just notes down some potential lyrics and a couple of harmonies, a couple of chords.
The bitch that's trying to kill us, she's now my mum. Is that?
That's the name of
That's
it,
the
yeah.
name?
That's the working title.
Yeah, The Lost Son. Something super melodramatic.
Yeah.
Super melodramatic.
What's the
Is this your
opening line?
emo phase?
It's to the tune of Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Like the Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a mother, a father, the lonesome son
Yeah.
does something, grows maybe. That's what he's in. He's just strumming it out.
Nice.
Bar some oil light. Yeah.
While he's playing that, I'm just in my room. I'm just going to look at the papers in my bag that I got from Miss Millie's, just to
Yes.
make sure there's nothing on there that's particularly...
They are business ledgers, essentially.
Oh, okay.
You can see some ingoings, some outgoings, but it's things like chicken feed, stock. You see a couple of
leads?
reagents, components,
Yeah.
things for chemistry, that sort of thing. Truly nothing particularly of note, nothing that you can pick out, obviously.
Okay. Just whacking back in my bag.
Anything in there that's
like
like a recurrent order that might show where they will have to return to pick up more goods.
Oh, I wish I could hear you saying that.
All right,
Which I
Columbo.
can't. I've already popped it back in my bag.
Just really loudly strumming.
Yeah.
Check the address.
So
Scrubs out the lyrics.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Doesn't work,
work.
you end your long rest. So what do you want to do?
Cassius wants to go check out the place where they contain all the information on the 9th, I think.
Yeah, the research grill.
Research scroll, yeah.
Jacob
Fine.
would like to find an armourer.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's evening, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
And you can best tell that it's evening because you can hear a lot of noise coming from downstairs in the tavern.
Okay.
Has it got any darker?
It is, yeah, it's night.
So, but as in, they have like light and dark.
You
in
can
them.
see out of the windows, and it is like the enchanted ceiling has made it as nighttime.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
Day and night cycles.
Day and night cycles.
Nice.
You've got to have them, otherwise people go mental.
Yeah.
True story.
What about Iceland in June?
Yeah.
Yeah, huge amounts of mental health problems.
Yeah, nice. So what do you want to
Sorry
do?
to our Iceland
So what do you want to do?
listeners.
What do you want to do? Yeah. What
Hi,
do you want to do?
Scandinavia. We're sorry to hear about your mental health problems.
Is Iceland in Scandinavia?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it technically?
Yes.
I mean, yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is.
He's not even
What about Ian having to
That
out
was the
this
test.
bit?
That's the test.
No.
I've already observed myself editing this bit out.
Okay.
So you wake up. What do you want to do?
So we're all in separate rooms, aren't we? I'm just going to go and have a nose about. Is anyone else awake?
We've slept so long, we've slept through till evening.
Yeah, when you got into the tavern, it was daytime, and now hours later, it's evening, and you can tell because it's you can hear the raucous noise
That
from
shift work
a
for you,
bustling
innit?
tavern downstairs. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, as I say, Jacob would like to find an armourer.
I'm going to go downstairs and see how good the music is.
Yeah, there is music, and it's thumping. It's a 5-piece
Bit of
band.
EDM.
Yeah, it's EDM. Yeah. Some UK grill going on downstairs.
Some UK grill.
It sounds good. It sounds good.
Okay, I'll go downstairs with Oscar and them. Let's have a nose about. Might be some
gonna
stuff to
find,
steal.
Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah, I would like to, if I can.
Pluckers coming with. I take
That's
it.
true. Yeah, she was in my room. All right, I pick her up and I take her downstairs with me, and I spot you two at the bar, I guess, where you're watching the music. And I say, all right, would you guys just mind watching the chicken? I'm popping out to do a bit of shopping, or at least have a little
Shopping.
a little bit of window shopping at least.
Quick nose around Primark. Yeah, I'll look after.
Yeah.
I'll look after it
Nice.
for you.
Thank you.
Jacob, as you make for the door, a dwarf catches your arm.
Oh, hello.
He's sat down at a table and he says,
Oh, hello there. Won't you play with us?
and there are 4 of them. These 4 dwarves. They look like they're like adventuring types. They've got weapons, and they look. You've seen dwarves which take pride in their appearance, and these are not those dwarves. They seem rather worse for wear. They're playing a card game, and it was kind of well, that wasn't very polite the way that he grabbed you.
I say I just gently but definitely decisively tug my arm away and just say, "Good evening. I have other business. But if you see that gentleman over there by the bar," and I point at Osgarian, I say, "He, I think, would love a game.
Oh, would he now?
Something to distract him. Yeah, I think that'd do my whole world
And I
good."
spot this thing going on and the pointing, and I just slap Oscar on the back and just point towards.
Dwarf says,
Well, we've got room for a couple more if you'd like to join us. We'd be very welcome.
"You'd be very welcome, wouldn't you, lad? Wouldn't you, lads?" And the dwarves go, "Yeah."
Is there any sign of Merrick?
Merrick, no, there isn't. You don't know where he is.
Can I go and knock on his door?
Yeah.
Can I dash back upstairs?
Yeah, you can dash back upstairs. You make your way. In the
I
meantime,
get 2 beers,
Yeah.
and I go back upstairs.
Nice.
Briefly.
In the meantime, what are you guys doing? Just while he makes his way upstairs.
I'm fucking sick and tired of nonsense, and I'm gonna go and have a look at what these dwarves are doing, because actually I feel like having a lol, and maybe I can steal something off them.
Nice.
So I'm gonna go across with the chicken.
Dwarf says, "My name's Douglas Noklin. Pleased to meet you."
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on the charm, give him a little grin, shake of the hand, say nothing. Nice to meet you.
He says, "We're playing Hen's Roost. Do you know how to play?"
Could you just remind me of the rules? That would be great.
Yeah, just do a history check.
Okay.
See if you know that. Are you playing as well, Jacob?
Seeing nothing come over,
Natural 1 on that, so that's a 2.
Natural 1.
I think Jacob, if nothing's sitting down, I think Jacob thinks better of leaving. And maybe takes a seat as well, which is across from her.
As you realise that you've not known anything about Hen's Roost, do you look expectantly over at the guy whose arms normally fall off, but nothing happens? Is that you feeling all right?
Yeah.
You good?
Well, he's upstairs, isn't he?
Oh,
you?
he is.
Oh,
I listen for the sound
Yeah.
of his torso falling to the floor.
On the hen's roost roll, I've rolled a 16 minus 1. Yeah,
That's
16.
So Jacob, you understand this to be a game where you play with 3 decks of cards. The idea is to collect a complete set of swords before the other players, and you kind of bluff as you go.
Okay.
You know this to be a game where it's the first, to see who can balance an entire pint of liquid on their head. See who can do it the longest.
Great.
Hen's Roost.
Hen's Roost.
A little
Perfect.
bit of spice.
You've
to
not
it.
played it, but you've
Yeah.
heard of it.
So it's the pint game, yeah?
Yes. You say that.
Yeah, so it's the pint game, yeah?
Douglas look at you and says, "Yes, that's right, the pint game."
Great,
Right,
let's go.
right.
Meanwhile, Cassius, you hear footsteps. It's Osgarian coming up the stairs.
Cassius leaves the room and just says, "Be gentle with him. It's hard being a father." And I just walk down the stairs and out of the tavern.
Ah.
I knock on Merrick's door.
Yeah. Your hand hits the door and it just swings open. It's empty. There's a note on the dresser.
Oh shit.
Go on, what does it say?
It says,
Osgarian picks it up.
picks it up in this really like unruly scrawl. Not
Yeah.
very used to writing, is Merrick Tanan.
Yeah.
It says, and it's not spelt very well.
Right.
You'll always be my son. And it's just signed with an X. That's how he signs his name.
Fuck. I down one of the tankards of beer, then down the other tankard of beer,
Yep.
and just bow. Osgarian bows his head
Yeah.
quietly and cries a little bit.
Okay. Do a
Just-
perception check, Osgarian.
Fuck. 9. No, 12.
12. In that case, you notice that Merrick is hiding behind the door. He notices that you notice and he steps and he goes, "Oh, I was just about to leave."
Holy shit.
Look, boy, I know what she said and I don't know the truth of it, but you'll always be my son, yeah? And he claps you on the shoulder.
You're gonna leave?
I just thought it would be best. I thought it would be simpler.
What do you think it would be best?
And downstairs, meanwhile, you guys, nothing, you've got the pint on your head.
Yeah.
And the dwarves are clapping. Yeah!
What they don't know is just behind me, I've got my tail flicked up and just like the tiniest
Propping
bit
it
of
up.
it is
Yeah.
just dropping it on my head. And I'm like proper moving around, like woo, cheering, clapping.
And they're chanting. And the dwarves are chanting, "Hen's Roost! Hen's Roost! Hen's Roost!" And the dwarf who identified himself as Douglas Noklin, he's actually swigging from not a tankard, it's more like a small barrel. It's got a tap coming off of it, and he takes this huge, like, hearty swig from the top. And then he throws it out and he says, "Drink!"
At me?
Both of you. Yeah, first to nothing.
Fuck. So I just grab it in both hands, still grinning and laughing, still with a pint on my head. Just give it a good sniff. What does it smell like?
It smells like ale. It smells
Okay.
like the thickest stout you've ever smelled.
She's just like, she's absolutely had enough of everything. Just has a big gulp, somehow trying to keep her head straight.
And the dwarves go, "Ooh!" As you do that.
And it's like running down my front.
Yeah.
And it's like, but yeah, pop it down.
"Leave some for me." And he snatches it back and he goes, "How about you, Squire? Tyr.
All right, give it here.
Tyr believes in drinking."
I'm sure he does. And Jacob, takes a
Take a big
long
swig.
slug.
Nice. Meanwhile, Osgarian, Merrig just simply says to you, "What do you think, son? Do you want me around or do you want me to go? I think it's your call."
Osgarian pauses for a second, unsure. A little burp comes out, first of all, from
Yeah.
the 2 pints that he's just finished, thinking that his father had deserted him.
Yeah.
You've never been one to disappear before. You're always steadfast. You're always in my life, Dad. Why are you going to go now? You got some talking to do. I want to know about Mum.
And Merrig says, "You and me both, son. You and me both. All right, I'll hang around for now, eh? I'll hang around for now." And he puts his hand warmly on your shoulder and gives it a little squeeze, reassuringly.
And just Osgarian sort of is holding back tears now.
Yeah.
Now that he knows that his dad is there, he
Yeah.
was sad. He was crying that he thought his dad had left him. This inopportune, unexpected meeting, and now tears of another reason that he's kind of touched that his dad has decided to stay, because he's seemed scatty as shit
Yes.
the last day or so, and that's been quite touching. And he does the only thing he knows how. He says, "Well, Dad, look, we're in an inn. Should we go play?
How about we do just that, son?
Oh my stars and garters. Poor Osgerin, he has been on a roller coaster recently and he doesn't really know which way is up anymore. His internal guiding compass is shot to pieces. He's had a revelation about his mother, who he didn't really know at all even existed previously and is now an arch nemesis of the group and altogether a nasty piece of work. And Merrig Tanan. Merrig asks Osgerin whether he would like his father to stay or leave, which seems like a bit of a loaded question, but given the new revelation that Merrig, who is the only father Osgerin has ever known, might not even be his biological father, Jesus Christ, I don't think 2 pints were enough, right? In an uncharacteristically emotional moment between the two of them, these are feelings that had previously, as a child, always been there and recognised between them. And it seems that regardless of Lady Bless's machinations or proclivities that may have given Osgerin another sire, Merrig is his father, and he's hoping it'll stay that way.
Downstairs, the dwarves are still like laughing and clapping each other. Douglas looks a little bit more stern-faced as he kind of snatches the cask back. And he goes,
So do you hang out with many dwarves, the two of you?
I mean, yeah, in my time, I have.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely.
Known a dwarf.
Well, tell me this. Did you have any idea how resistant we dwarves are to poison?
and you can both take a constitution.
I'm going to take this constitution saving throw with the pint still on my head.
Nice. Let's try and nail it.
12.
12?
9.
9. You are both going to fail.
Great.
Which means that you are both going to take 14 points of poison damage.
Ooh, I'm glad we levelled up because that would have me almost dead in the previous round.
And you both just feel this horrible sinking, swimming feeling across your vision and in the pit of your stomach, and you are going to get disadvantage to attack rolls for the next minute.
Fuck.
And Douglas leans over to you, Jacob, as this realization dawns on you, and he whispers,
Sylvia says hello.
Fucking hell, not again!
and he tries to stab you in the side with his dagger.
Oh, shit.
So, first of all, it's going to be 15 versus AC.
It's a mess.
All right. It just clangs against your armor. As they throw the table, and the 4 dwarves, including Douglas, draw their weapons, daggers and scimitars, and face you. One of the dwarves at the back actually whips out, it looks like a hand cannon.
Okay.
So they do have gunpowder.
Yeah, I'm
there you
so
go.
glad you asked
That's
that.
asked and answered.
Yeah.
And he
Okay.
slips a not watermelon, a cantaloupe like size.
It's a blunderbuss.
Yeah.
It looks
anything
like a
in it.
blunderbuss, but he puts
shot.
a cannonball into it.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
And you can roll initiative.
And
All of you.
is the poison just... It's just making them feel really fucking drunk? What are the effects of this poison? Obviously, it's giving them disadvantage.
Am I
but-
rolling initiative with disadvantage?
No, you only get disadvantage on attack rolls, so you can just roll initiative.
So Cass is outside, like halfway down the street.
Yeah.
I'm upstairs on the way down.
Oh, you made it to the bottom of the stairs. You didn't make it outside.
Okay, sure.
So you're at the bottom of the stairs as this happens.
Sure.
The two of you, Osgerin and Merrig, are at the top of the stairs, but you can all still roll initiative. First up is, we're going to call him the Cannon Dwarf.
Is that not old mate that we were chatting to?
No.
No.
It's one of his
The guy at the back
No.
Douglas.
with a hand cannon.
Douglas Noclin.
Are they all Noclins?
You don't know.
The Norclin Brothers!
As in, no clan.
Quite.
Presumably.
Noclin certainly
Are
does
you the
stand.
Norclins?
Yeah, Noclin certainly does stand for no clan. The Cannon Dwarf is going to bring around his cannon, and he's going to aim it squarely at you, Jacob. You seem to be the focus of their interest once more.
Execution.
Exactly.
Yeah, great.
It's going to be a 17 versus AC.
It's a mess.
The cannon wishes past your head.
Whizzes?
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 This is why I don't drink beer normally.
Say it again.
The cannonball shoots past your head, and it misses. Next up is nothing. You've got these 4 dwarves, Douglas and the other 3.
The cannon. Talk me through the cannon. So it's gunpowder powered. Is there some kind of like spark there that having to light? Is it literally like a cannon?
There's like a lit taper which is attached to the trigger mechanism.
I immediately, with the pint still on my head, flick it with the end of my tail over onto the fuse of the cannon.
Nice.
That feels like a good idea.
That's a great.
Roll a 20 and just add your dex modifier for an improvised range.
Oh, that's a crit. So it's 22.
A crit. Any additional...
Chicken.
Yeah, the chicken wings pop off and you're
Yeah.
relieved to see that that's happening.
And I just
Cassius, yeah, you see it and you're like...
pause and just, and then look at my limbs and just smile. And then just say,
Mother
clucker.
Clock.
Yeah, so I flick it from my head.
Yeah.
And as if in slow motion, it sort of just flies
Yeah.
straight, and then the beer lands onto the fuse, and
Nice.
then the glass has just hit the side of the cannon, it ding, and then it through into the air, just sort of lands in his face. Just
Yes. In fact, it does that. It impossibly pings off of the gun, and it smashes into the dwarf's face.
Yes.
So you can just roll a d6 as well.
Roll a d6. Lovely. Oh, so unfortunately, that's a 1 there.
That's flavour damage.
That's flavour damage.
Flavour
Yeah.
damage.
That's fine.
That's a freebie.
That's
a
fine. He
freebie.
takes it. Anything else? Nothing. So that was your action.
That was my action. I've got a bonus action, but this is all quite close quarters here, isn't it? I don't
Quite.
think that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do anything else. I'm just ready to fucking fight.
Next up then is Cassius.
Absolutely.
You're at the bottom of the
Forming
stairs.
into a
You just
fight
see the table thrown up into the air. You don't know what's gone down, but they're clearly fighting as the gun goes off.
Learning some lessons from previous encounters. Cassius, not being the strongest of the bunch, just sees this ruckus happening, just casts mage armor on himself and just increases his armor slightly. But I think it just says cast mage armor. Is that an action?
It's a spell, so it should be
Yeah.
an action or a bonus action. What does it say?
It's an action. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's an action, that's fine. Jacob, another one of the dwarves, is going to try and attack you with reckless abandon with his scimitar.
Okay.
It's actually a crit miss.
Wow.
So he slams it into the leg of the upturned table, and it's going to get stuck there. Next, though, is Douglas. He's wielding a scimitar and a dagger.
Oh shit.
And he's going to run his shoulder into you, Jacob, as he tries to swing at you once with his scimitar for 10 versus AC.
Miss.
Again with his scimitar for 21 versus AC.
That's it.
And then he tries to stab you with his dagger for 17 versus AC.
That's a miss.
Alright. In that case, one of the scimitar blows hits for 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Yep, that hits me.
And he screams at you, "Nothing personal, whelps, just business," he spits. Next is Osgarin. You are still making your way down the stairs.
How far away am I from? How big is it?
You can see the bottom of the stairs 20 feet away.
Cool. And how far away are they from the bottom of the stairs?
Another 20 feet.
So I can't reach them in 110.
You make it to the bottom of the stairs and you hear the ruckus. Now you can see it. So you're still gonna come up 10, 15 feet short. You wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I
reach
wouldn't be able
them.
to reach them. That's fine. I just walk down the stairs and walk as far as I can into the inn, into the middle of the tavern, and see Douglas seems to be leading them.
Yeah.
He needs to take a intelligence saving throw.
Douglas?
Douglas does, yeah.
4.
Cool. He perceives this impossibly alluring barrel of ale
Okay.
that he feels compelled to drink from.
Right.
And it's just sat on the table next to him.
Okay.
On his next round, he will either need to use his action to investigate it and perceive it to be unreal,
Okay.
or he'll need to drink from it.
Fine. Next is actually going to be Merrick Tanan, who, in hearing the sound, is going to run to the bottom of the stairs and join you, but that's all he's going to do. Next, then, is the second dwarf holding the scimitar, who's also going to go for you, Jacob. It's going to be 8 versus AC.
That's a miss.
And next, then, is Jacob. You've got all 3
Yeah,
dwarves
right.
on you, the cannoneer, firing shots at you. They're all just bearing down on you, trying to end you as quickly as possible.
Okay, so as my action, I'm going to be a bit self-interested here because it seems like I'm the primary target. So as my action, I'm going to heal myself for 15 points of damage using Lay on Hands. Just going to touch myself. I'm going to touch myself, but in a holy way.
Listeners at home, there were some air quotes in there.
Yeah. Touch myself. And then as that's my action, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to go even more self-interested and cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Cool.
Nice.
For an extra 2 to my
What does
AC.
Shield of Faith look like when you cast it?
As I cast it, I close my eyes for just a millisecond, and you see a glowing orange aura just burn from my head to my toe very, very, very quickly. And my AC is increased by 2.
We're back up to the dwarf with the cannon, who's going to fire a second shot at you, Jacob.
I thought it was disabled.
Yeah, I got it wet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's wet.
Click.
So actually, he's going to spend his entire action blowing on the gun and furiously trying to realise it for the next round.
Nice.
Next then
Nice, great
is
move.
nothing.
Nothing. So how close am I to cannon, mate?
Oh, you're within 5 feet.
Okay, I just
Cannon.
Of all of them.
absolutely lunge at him
Yeah.
with my rapier.
Nice.
I'm at a disadvantage on attack rolls though, aren't I?
Yes. You feel completely
17.
woozy.
And 4, fuck. So that is 8.
8
To hit.
It's a miss.
Shit.
Anything else? Nothing.
Probably quite like to disengage at this point, I think.
Yeah. Where are
Just
you going?
sort of stagger backwards
Yeah.
in my drunken kind of manner.
Yeah.
And just, so they've flipped the table. Were we on like a bench or chairs or?
Chairs, stools.
Chairs. So I think I always just like stagger backwards and almost just like fall backwards over the
Yeah.
over the stools, and I just kind of sort of half kind of like cowering, sort of lying behind it, just
Fine.
yeah.
But you're still up?
Still up. Yeah.
Good. Next, Cassius.
So as this fight erupted in the tavern, is it like a classic Western tavern where everyone's just starting hitting everyone, or is it everyone just
No. I think
it's just
suddenly
us.
moving back?
These are not fighting people. These are mostly researchers, worshippers, and they're just aghast.
Chicken
as this is unfolding.
researchers.
Yeah, chicken researchers.
Cassius is going to move slightly back, actually his whole range back up the stairs to the platform, so he can just watch the fight
Go
unfoil
wiping.
beneath him. And he's just going to create these 3 balls of fire,
Yeah.
and just like juggling balls, just juggle them in his hands, and then he's just going to throw them down at the dwarfs.
Nice.
Casting Scorching Ray.
What are you doing that? Because is that a new spell you've got?
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
So I have to make 3 different attack rolls. So I'm going to go for Buggle, whatever the lead guy.
Dougal.
Douglas.
Yeah.
Douglas.
You don't know that's his name, but
Yeah.
it's
I'm going to go
the
for
lead
him
dwarf,
first.
Yeah.
For a 15 versus AC.
It is a hit.
Okay. A second one at him again. 12 versus AC.
It's a miss.
And another one at the guy with the cannon.
Yeah.
14.
It is a hit.
Yeah.
And actually, as you hit the...
But I need to do the damage.
I'm going to say that as you hit the cannon dwarf, it sets off the gun,
Nice.
and he shoots himself in the leg. You can roll the damage for that too, on
Sure.
top of your damage.
Sure.
Nice.
So go for it.
So for the
Douglas?
cannon dude.
Douglas first.
Douglas first.
Yep.
9 fire damage.
Nice. And then the cannon guy, do your regular damage first, the fire damage.
8.
Nice. And then you can add 1d8 plus 6 damage.
Ooh.
8.
Okay, his leg explodes away from his body, and he's flown across the room, hits the bar.
Is he dead?
He is dead.
Yes.
These new spells and power that Gratz has, the Demon Lord has given Cassius, just fills him with just delight, and he just looks down at this spell that he created, and it's just look, with these powers, maybe I can save my daughter. He thinks to
He
himself.
ponders out loud.
Maybe I can save my daughter.
Nice. Next is the dwarf with his scimitar stuck in the table. He's going to spend his entire action wrenching it free. He does and curses. Next, though, is Douglas.
So Douglas, there's this compelling barrel
Right.
that he can drink from.
Yeah.
The spell is Phantasmal Force,
Yeah.
so you can create this phantasm. It could be something that the person that is on the receiving end of it absolutely believes to be real,
Yeah.
and can potentially cause them harm. So if I created like a warrior, but I thought it'd be this, he loves drinking, so I've created this thing. He doesn't have to drink from it. If he wants to work out whether it's real or not,
Yep.
if he has any sort of suspicion, he has to use his entire action to investigate it.
Yes.
And then it's an intelligence saving check. Otherwise, he is compelled. It's this compelling thing that he wants to drink from.
So it's his choice which of them he does?
It's his choice, so he can just continue attacking people if he wants to. And that's me. That's Osgarian maybe not really working out what this new spell is, and he's not used it properly.
Sure.
But if he does drink from it, it will count as attacking him, and it will damage him. If he wants to investigate whether this thing is real or not, then that's an action to do that.
All right. And it's entirely his call whether or not he does that.
It's up to him. So,
Is it like really interesting to him, this barrel? He's like,
yeah, this
motherfucker,
is
that barrel.
absolutely real. This just amazing looking barrel of beer.
What vintage is it?
Oh,
Maybe
it's like at least an 8-year-old vintage stout.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
just
Oh,
it is.
and porter, a chocolatey
The
porter.
fucking dwarves love that shit.
Yeah.
They do.
With a little bit of poison in it, just for that kick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think Douglas, being the kind of mercenary type that he is, and that was utterly on brand, that phantasmal illusion, he's absolutely going to take a swig of
A
it.
little swig from that. Cool.
Picks it up, takes a long draft.
Cool. And he takes 1 point of psychic damage.
That was
Worth
good.
it.
It's all oh yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice.
But that was his action. That was it.
That was his action. Next turn, is that over that spell? No?
Nope. It's lasts for a minute. So he's.
Okay.
So next turn, presumably he'll be like, what the
I
fuck?
need to check this out.
What is this? I'm transfixed.
Next is Osgarian.
I'm just gonna.
You see Douglas reach at nothing and then cough. A bit of blood drips out of his nose.
Just walk towards him. You're gonna be all right, Jacob. You got this. And flick him some bardic inspiration. Thank you.
Yeah, the double finger click.
Okay, just finger guns at Jacob.
Yeah.
Shortest
You
song in the
got
world.
this. You got this. Yeah.
Anything else?
And then as I just walk towards Douglas, who's drinking from this phantasmal flagon of ale.
Yep.
Can I just rules check?
Yeah.
I'm concentrating. I can do whatever I want until I get hit, right?
And you can't
And then
cast another
I
spell.
can't cast another spell.
Can't cast another spell that requires
Concentration. Yeah, cool. Okay. So I just walk into the middle.
All of us knowing the rules.
Nice.
Say it together.
Nice. And start muttering a couple of stanzas of a poem about the thunder gods, and this crackling wave of thunder emanates
Nice.
around me.
Opening line.
Opening line. Nice. That's it.
Nice, that's it.
Nice, that's it.
Screams the scream the
Opening
giant.
line. Opening line is
Umberlee, Valka, one of them.
what?
They're thunder gods, they're storm gods. Valka, Umberlee.
I don't. Are they Forgotten Realms thunder gods?
Yeah. They're storm gods at least. Yeah.
I was just gonna go with storm winds crackle and lightning strikes. That's fine.
I'm just sat here being like, I like it when we hit each other with swords.
Fine, so go for it.
Yeah, cool. Everybody just needs to take a Constitution save.
Everyone around
Creatures, all creatures.
15-foot cube. Yeah.
all creatures.
All creatures.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
Including
us as
nothing
well.
and co, yeah. First dwarf who wrested his scimitar from the table is going to get 20.
He passes.
Douglas is going to get 16.
Passes.
The last dwarf is going to get 11.
Fails. And
Okay.
what do you guys roll?
19.
Pass.
Oh, 21 actually. Sorry, yeah,
Pass.
including my modifier.
20.
Pass. What about
I'm
Cassius?
up on the
Oh,
balcony,
nice.
right?
Cool.
You probably
Yeah.
are at Rick.
Oh, these are some great rolls.
3.
These are some great rolls. So the dwarf that fails takes 3 points of thunder damage, and everybody else takes 1.
1. Lovely.
Ow. Why are you? Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Ow! That's what happens when you come up with a shit poem.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
I just look up from sort of my perch behind the stool, just like, ow!
Nice.
Fuck's sake!
Anything else, Oscarin?
No, that's it.
Merrick Tanan is going to, in one swift motion, scream "Alley-oop" as he swings his bagpipes over his shoulders, and he's going to try and it's sort of like slap Douglas across the face with them. It's going to be a hit
Nice.
as he hits him for 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
Not bad.
Douglas goes as he takes that hit, and there's this whine from the bagpipes, and he says,
Just like when Crazy Pete nicked the pickled eggs, eh, boy?
That's you, Oscarin.
Amazing.
Next is the last dwarf, who again is going to have a go at you, Jacob.
Lovely.
This time it's 12 versus AC.
Nowhere near.
All right, Jacob.
Okay, so I've cured myself for the poison, by the way.
Yes.
Laying on hands.
And you've still got two dwarves plus Douglas,
Yeah.
the dwarf on you.
Okay, so I'm going to... First thing I'm going to do is see if I can shove Douglas to the ground with my
Right.
shield.
Yep.
As a shield master, so we need to make a contested athletics check.
Cool. 15.
I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna expend a use of my bardic inspiration and be like, "Nah, he looks weak as shit, mate." Can Douglas subtract a d6? Can you roll an extra d6 and subtract that from his ability roll?
Yeah. So now it's only going to be 1. Sorry, 11. That was some bad maths.
Good maths, yeah.
That was some bad maths.
Okay, but I can add my bardic inspiration to what I've rolled, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you've got 11.
Yeah.
Phew. Okay, so that makes mine a 13.
13.
Okay. Okay, so I knock you on your ass. And now I'm going to go for you with Teardrop with advantage because you're prone. So that is a 21 versus AC.
It's a hit.
Okay, and when I hit you, I'm going to use Divine Smite at second level for
Oh shit.
4d8.
Now we're kicking with tear.
So what
So-
does Divine Smite look like when you and
How's
you're
it-
using
how's it
you're using
manifest?
Teardrop, right?
So yeah, Jacob is a pretty placid person, but for the first time you see genuine rage in his face, and he brings down his hammer.
Just what?
and
Because he keeps on trying to get assassinated.
Exactly. He's kind of getting a little bit tired of this, and you see the head of Teardrop suddenly glow with this kind of bright orange light, and as it swings down through the air, it kind of makes this trail of orange flame as it comes down on Douglas on the ground. So that's 8 plus 6, so 14, plus 7, which is 16, 21, plus 8. 29 points of damage.
Nice.
Crunch down on Douglas.
Says Douglas. Anything else, Jacob?
Hashtag bloodied.
That'll do.
Next up to nothing. Fourth edition.
Okay, so she's had some time to think behind this stool.
Yeah.
And so she's annoyed, which is unusual for nothing.
Imagine
She
that.
has had a shit day. She's had a nap. She gets up. She's tricked by a dwarf, and she never trusts anyone. She's really fucking angry. So she stands up, staggers forward, and just stabs at the nearest dwarf to her with
Yeah.
her rapier. She's just like fucking.
They're equidistant. Any preference? 2 dwarves plus Douglas.
Douglas, because he's a. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding.
Fucking
Let me
right.
just
It's the combat
cross that
scene.
off. Yeah.
The old combat.
God, I can't believe everybody's saying the word. I get infamous because I'm DM.
Oh wow. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so she's just sort of, it is like a quite because she's still feeling this horrible poison effect. It's just quite an aimless lunge,
Yes.
just straight at him. Oh, that was a crit.
Nice.
However,
And 18,
Oh, no.
19, 22 to hit,
it is a
please.
hit.
Okay, so she just
Wait. Oh no, wait. That was because you had to take the.
Had to take the lower.
Yeah, lower.
had to take
sadly.
the lower, unfortunately. So that is 6 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
Did you get a sneak attack on that?
Because I came from behind a stool. It's a charitable reading.
No, because everyone's within 5 foot, right?
Yeah, he's
he's engaged as well, isn't he?
I think
Definitely
you get
engaged.
So I think you can-
6 on that.
In that case, then,
fucking
just that's the
hell.
2d6s. Now we're level 3.
There we go.
Can I write?
Adds that's an extra 5 points
Nice.
piercing damage.
What happens to Douglas?
Yes! So I just stab him.
Yeah.
And basically, because I'm sort of staggering, like my knees are bent, I just stab him upwards. So I go in sort of kidney level.
Bear in mind he's still on the ground. He hasn't got up. You're stabbing a prone figure.
So I stab him.
Oh, actually, that would have meant. Doesn't matter now. That would have meant because they
out.
cancel each other out, so it would have been a regular.
Nice.
We forgot. Never mind.
Just cut that bit and we'll look professional.
No, that's fine. Leave all of this in to show how crap we are at this game. That's fine. Go on.
So I go in at kidney level.
Yeah.
And I basically just stab all the way up and it comes out of his mouth.
That's awful.
Like it's got bab.
That's fucking savage.
And then
A little dwarven kebab.
This little deserves it.
just
that's right.
One HP down. 1 HP down.
1 HP damage.
Oh, mother.
That increases by 10 every time you do it, by the way.
Is that
That's the new
exponential?
roll. Yeah.
Make it
every time.
exponential.
First time is 1, second time is 10, third time is 100.
It's logarithmic. It's logarithmic.
Yeah, it's logarithmic. It can happen.
What? 100 on the third time that you misused the word
Instantly dead.
C word.
Buddy, if you
Instantly
talk
dead.
back to me again, I'll give you 100 right now.
I love
on a
you,
power
DM.
trip.
I love you, DM. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Douglas is dead.
I just skewered, got my hand down on the floor there, and I just pull out the sword and I just stood up, like still just sort of drunk and a bit staggery.
The other remaining 2 dwarves seem shaken. Anything else?
Right.
Because they seem shaken, I just turn around and just do that thing from Meet the Parents, and just point at my own eyes and then point at them.
You're next. Forgive me.
And then I just flick blood their way off of the end of my rapier.
Fine, you do that.
Yeah.
Splat. Next, Cassius. You see Douglas fall.
Still just loving this this elevated position.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fire an Eldritch Blast at one of the remaining dwarves and just hope that maybe I kill with this guy and then the other dwarves available for some interrogation.
Okay.
Probably not. 10 to a hit.
It's a miss.
Cool. That's it.
Next then is the dwarf who's now freed his scimitar. He is going to try and run.
Yeah.
He's going to make it for the door. That means that Jacob,
that.
Osgerin, Nothing, and Merrick are all going to get a free hit. Yes! Okay. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
I'll roll.
Go on then.
Osgerin rolls a 17.
It's a
to
hit. Slight damage.
He deals 11 points of piercing damage.
That's actually enough. The dwarf falls.
Osgerin just, I don't care, stabs him listlessly.
Fine.
Dead.
God, you're a changed bard. Not so jovial now, is he, old Osgerin?
We should try and capture one of them.
Tanan. Air quotes.
Osgerin
No.
left?
Osgerin blood.
Osgerin Wingman.
Osgerin Wingman.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Shit, man. It's yours by right.
So he's down. Next then is going to be Osgerin.
I stabbed the dwarf again.
Alright. The same one that's already
The
dead.
dead one.
Alright. Anything else?
Oh wait, there's still a live one, isn't
There's a
there?
live one. Well, you've already done it. Come on, you can have your go. Go on.
So which one's left? The one with the... No, the cannon one is dead. There's just one left, isn't there?
There's one left.
Cool. I turn
Trying to
on...
engage with Jacob.
I turn on that one,
Yeah.
and I look at the dwarf.
Yeah.
Just aimlessly, just with this sort of flat emotion on my face.
Yeah.
You're awful. You're nothing. You're nobody. What are you? Why are you here? You have no cause, no purpose, no plan. You're useless. You're a waste.
Alright.
You're a dishonour to your family. And it needs to take a wisdom save.
Was that a vicious mockery?
It wasn't. It was dissonant whispers.
Oh my goodness. 2.
Wow. So these whispers sort of get louder and louder in the dwarf's ears. And it takes...
You've gone real creepy at level 3, by the way. Got some creepy
Takes
spells.
9 points of psychic damage, and it's forced to move away from me as fast as it can.
Alright, how does he die?
Oh, man.
Just sort of collapses in on himself, unable to bear the crushing weight of reality.
Yeah.
Like when you break a halogen light bulb.
Yeah. And just
We've all seen that.
He doesn't die. He just goes catatonic.
Right.
Just
Live
lies
up.
down on the floor of the tavern.
Whoa.
And then I stab him.
Okay. Combat over.
Dum dum dum.
Jacob straightens up and just says, seriously, fuck this.
Well, this is a timely lesson for Jacob. Never trust dwarves offering to play cards with you. Who knows what their real motives might be? Jacob probably should have been a bit more suspect than he was, being a wanted man, a hunted man. He wanted to go out shopping, but then decided, no, I'm going to sit down and have a chat with these friendly locals. Turned out they weren't friendly, nor were they local. So, wrong on 2 counts there, Jacob.
I think in the bar room, nothing showed a surprising lack of her usual foresight / complete mistrust of any other living creature. And I think she came to regret it because she nearly died with a pint glass on her head.
Finally fit and healthy, Cassius is keen to get back to what he does best. And no, that's not pining after his dead wife. That's the good old detective work that he loves. He just wants to go check out that research grill and see what's up. But no, he sees his friends get into a kerfuffle with a bunch of dwarves and he just has to flex his might. But it's not really the end of the world. He gets to use some of the new powers that Gratz has blessed upon him, and he can also feel the weight of a book of shadows placed by Gratz in his overcoat. And that, my friends, is going to be a pretty interesting read.
Picture the scene. Merrig, Osgerin, newly reunited. They've found a new connection with each other as they've made this decision to see the course. They come downstairs, bagpipes and lute in hand, to see absolute carnage unfolding, where they thought there would just be a lovely evening of song and talk. Instead, it appears that Jacob, Cassius and Nothing are A, absolutely shit-faced, and B, fighting for their lives against a group of decidedly less inebriated, angry dwarves. Later on, it turns out that these dwarves knew who they were looking for all along, and the really clear descriptions on their body, specifically of Jacob, must have come from no less than Sylvia Wingman. It's one thing after another at this point. Osgerin's happy he's got his dad back, but it seems they're not off the hook yet.
The human tavern keeper is just cowering behind the bar. Again, nobody intervenes, nobody... I mean, there are no combat-ready types in this place.
Inkeep, I want a beer. And I want a beer for my dad as well. He needs to play his apology.
And Merrig is smiling for the first time since that news.
Does the tavern keep give us beer? Or do I need to get a beer for myself?
I mean, his hands are shaking so much he hasn't yet been able to grip the tap.
I take the flagons out of his hand and pour over the bar 2 ales and turn to Merrig.
Yeah.
You need to play me your apology, Dad.
And he nods at you and smiles.
Cassius comes down and just goes into his purse and brings out 10 silver and says, "Sorry about the mess, sir. Forgive us."
He says, "That won't be necessary."
Mother Clucker.
Mother Clucker. And he nods to you.
Is it just Mother Cluck?
No, Mother Clucker.
Mother
It's the
Clucker,
greeting,
okay.
but it's
The
the
Mother
Mother
Cluck
Cluck.
is the-
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Jacob kneels over the fallen figure of these dwarves and says, consign your soul to Tyr, and closes their eyes, but then at the same time starts to look and see if he can find any
nice
documents, anything interesting on them, anything that might be indicative of where they've come from, or well, he knows who sent them, I suppose. But
They don't deserve that, Jacob.
Yeah, first of all, you find some gold, some silver on all of them. You find 170 pieces of silver.
Nice.
Nice. I hold up this little bag of money. Well, medium-sized bag of money.
One gold 70, but 170 silver is what you find.
And the cannon,
Yes.
is that still working?
Yeah. You want it?
Yeah.
Take it.
Thank you.
You've got a cannon that goes bang.
Yeah.
And a crossbow that goes twang. The stealthiest rogue.
Building the brand. I'm a thief! It's twang. Yeah, you can take it, and I'll let you know how that works. But if you want to use it, let me know. You also, Jacob, find a scrap of parchment on the dwarf who called himself Dougal, his body. It's a scrap. It's been torn from another piece, and it has a short but succinct description of each of you. Jacob's name has been underlined 3 times with deep, scratchy, furious lines. And you actually think you also see the last line is smudged. There's a glob of dried spit on it.
Right. Okay. I scrumple it up and just drop it on his body.
Mm.
And then I go behind the bar and pour myself a tankard.
Nice. That's when you all hear a familiar sound. It's the sound of commotion, shouting, battle. It's coming from the city.
Cassius runs outside the tavern to see what's going on.
Milifander almost runs into you, the mistress Milifander, and she screams, "The Chicken Consortium! They found us!"
Oh God!
Are there like a lot of klaxons going off across the city? Chickeny klaxons.
Clack, clack.
Let's say they are. Let's say they are.
Everywhere.
Yeah, those start going off, absolutely. Yeah. And you hear bells start to go off and things like that. And you all burst outside following Mistress Milifander. Yes, nothing.
Before I burst outside, I just go to the barman. I just clap my hands on the bar and go, "Got any matches?"
He tries to fumble at his pocket, and then he just holds his hand up and says, "Do you want to take him?"
Yeah, and I just grab my hand in, flick them up into the pocket.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need them for the hand cannon, which I've just dusted down the side of it, and I've realised it's got a name. It's called Dusk Shadow, Focus of the Dead.
Sorry, your cannon is called
Dusk Shadow, Focus of the Dead.
Great.
I may have just consulted a fancy name generator and
Mine
really found one I liked.
Fine.
Desert Eagle 0.50.
So me and Dusk Shadow make our way outside with the matches.
Amazing.
Fine, you heft Dust Shadow across your shoulder. Outside, though, the temple city of Mother Cluck is under attack. The avatar, Mother Cluck, does not seem to be reacting, just continues to smile, looking on benevolently across the city. But you can see dozens of figures ziplining from burrowed holes in the enchanted earthen roof across the entire city. It's a bit like, is it Dr. No?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly taken from
The
there.
assault on the
volcano.
The volcano. Can I run across several crocodiles later? Is that possible?
Yes.
You only live twice.
Yeah, that's you only have twice.
That's embarrassing. Share it
They've
now.
got the little essentially the airport passenger carts. So flinging around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, people ziplining from the roofs. You can also see others on the ground, and they're sweeping through the city, and you start to hear screams and shouts coming from everywhere. Milifander says, "We've got to get to the research grill." And she points towards the building with the tubes
And I
coming out of the roof. But what do you want to do?
whistle for Jacob. We need to pick the chicken up.
All right, here we go.
Blackest is still following, waddling dutifully behind you.
And I look. Has anyone got a healing potion? Because I'm still hurt.
No.
I don't think so.
I thought we had 2 or 3 between us somewhere.
I know. I gave them to everyone
got
a
the
couple
pills.
I
of.
can heal you for a bit if you want.
I reach
How hurt are
inside
you?
nothing's back
Down 10 hit points.
and bring out the 2 pills that the water element. Can I just?
I've only got one of
investigate
them. You've got one of them, haven't you?
You want to investigate them?
That pill, yeah, and just see
In
what.
what sense?
Can I have a
Can I
D4?
see? Do I know what it does? Or
Crosstalk, what do you want to do?
so I reach inside nothing's bag and pull out the pill that water elemental.
Yeah, sure.
Spat out.
In what way do you want to investigate it?
Arcana, magical. Investigate what it does.
In terms of the rub,
Yeah.
you don't know.
No, as in not-
You've got no experience in rubs and things, but you know that it's worth, worth some money. It's come from a water elemental. You couldn't possibly know in the spice rub sense what sort of effect that's going to confer.
Okay. Out of podcast
Yeah.
talk. Oh, so it's like the water element. I thought it was like something that the water element gave, and not something to add to the rub.
Oh, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. You just want to see what they
We
do.
have 2, yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood. Yeah, in that case,
It's
2 pearls. What do you want it to? What are you trying to work out?
Do they have any magical properties?
Yeah.
Sure. I think we did do that check before. They're inherently magical items, and you knew that from before, from the previous role. They're also worth something selling to a vendor, but standalone, they don't.
Yeah, I've just got.
You know they
Oh, right.
already that they don't confer. There's, you're not gonna. If you throw it won't make an explosion.
One
It's
magic
not that kind
pearl.
of item.
Okay. I'm gonna add it to the spice. So I pull out this pull.
Get out your
Add
travel mortar
Get out.
vessel.
Yeah, travel water pestle. I've
crush
got
it.
one ring in the one wing
Yeah.
in the bag.
Yeah.
Add it to the spice mix.
Yes.
Glows. Dip in the wing and just give it to Jacob and say, "It'll heal you for 1." We don't know what else it does.
Okay. And I take it and I eat it down.
Nice. So Jacob, you gain 1 hit point.
Okay.
You do 1 extra attack damage on the next melee roll.
Yep. Shed light for 10 minutes.
You shed light for 10 minutes. You begin glowing, and the rest of you see his eyes widen.
Double undead. Damage to undead.
You do double damage to undead, but also you see your eyes widen as uncontrollably water begins spilling from your mouth.
That is the worst come up I've ever seen.
You get a disadvantage on all Constitution saving throws for the next 5 minutes.
Okay.
And water is just pouring, like frothing from your mouth.
No more
Is that in all our spice mix now?
Yeah.
It's in your pouch.
It's in my pouch.
We all have our own.
Right.
Your pouch.
It's contained.
Yeah, at this point we've got like a a shit 90s dad. We've got like a belt pouch.
Yeah.
And instead of a phone, it's got a little pinch of spice in it.
Yeah. And a couple of rungs for individual wings. Like bullets on a
bandolier,
cowboy.
like a
Yeah, exactly,
bandolier.
yeah.
I'm gonna heal up Jacob for 6 hit points.
And water continues.
I know I'm not as tanky as Jacob, but I'm on 12, so I just nick a wing.
I've only got 1. There's only 1 left.
Well, we had 4. We've got 4.
four.
Now there's 3. We had 2
Yeah.
crits.
Okay.
You get 2 per. Yeah.
I take a wing and just sprinkle some on without the pearl stuff.
Yeah. All right, you get those effects.
Okay.
Okay, 1 left.
Begin glowing. Milifander is like starting to pull away from the group.
We run after her to the grill.
You're going for the research grill?
Yeah.
Okay.
The nearest person that zip lines down, I'm just gonna blast with my Eldritch Blast as I'm running.
Yep. There aren't any within range just yet, but you can see a group ahead of you, but you begin running towards them. Now, go on.
I was going to say, I tell Merrick, what's Merrick doing at this point?
Merrick is with you.
Okay. You still need to play your apology, Dad.
What do you mean play my apology? You want the apology song?
You know how it goes.
Okay. And as you're running, he starts to play. Fires up the bagpipes.
Don't joke, Dad.
Sorry.
And Osgarin just swears and spits under his breath because he knows that in Cormier, in taverns, it's within the bardic schools.
Yeah.
It is customary that feuds and disagreements aren't settled through fights or swords.
Mm-hmm.
They're settled through the bardic arts, and the apologies are regularly given through poetry or words or songs.
Yeah.
And he knows that Merrick knows this, and he doesn't understand why he's being so flippant.
Merrick winks at you, and he sees your reaction to that, and he says, "I'm working on it, son."
Right.
At that point, you notice above the research station, in exactly the point that you noticed, Cassius, pieces, entire chunks of earth and rock are beginning to fall from the ceiling. And then suddenly, the ceiling near the research station gives way entirely, and an entire section falls through the air and crashes into houses and shops below, which are utterly crushed. And then you hear and see hundreds upon hundreds of tiny glowing chickens furiously pecking their way through the ceiling, followed by an impossibly huge underside of a wooden castle. There's our 2 short, sharp horn blasts, and then it drops through the air.
In a controlled way, or just
in a controlled way, yeah.
Okay.
And it's kind of slowed at the last by these chickens like flapping furiously at all angles.
Retro rockets.
Yeah, the retro rockets, directional rockets. And it sort of slams into the ground. And you see this huge plume, like this nuclear blast of dust thrown up into the air. And after a second, that's when the shockwave hits you. So you can all roll a Constitution saving throw.
Sorry, Jacob.
Yeah. Okay.
I get advantage.
Dirty 20 for me.
Oh, a dirty 20.
Yeah.
20 for nothing.
15 for Cassius.
15 Cassius.
And what was the roll?
Constitution.
Just a straight 9.
9.
with advantage.
With advantage.
Good work, mate.
13. In fact, only Mistress Milifander, and Osgarin are going to fail. So you're both launched through the air. And you are going to take, as you hit the ground, just 1 point of thunder damage.
I roll.
That
You roll
thunder as
classic.
damaging as your psychic blows.
Yes. The rest of you keep your feet, and in the distance, I'll add this. You can also see jumping from a kind of little hatch that opens on the side of the castle, the unmistakable figure, red hair, and twin short swords of Sylvia Wingman.
That little drow bitch.
Oh, sister mine.
Sylvia jumps down from the castle and she runs into the research grill building. Thanks for listening. This episode was brought to you by the Dice Dungeon UK. They have a brand spanking new website coming shortly, so be sure to check that out. And you can still currently get a cheeky 10% off their goods and support us by using the discount code DragonWings at the checkout. They're branching out into resin dice, so what better time than now? You can still follow us at DragonWings Pod on Instagram and Twitter, tell your friends and say hello. And we'll catch you next time.